Hey, what's up everybody? Josh here from Back Corner Studios, and we are back today and we are going to be discussing some clear coat. At our shop here in Stratford, Ontario, we use RM. We typically use two standard clear coats right now. We are using the RMC 2000 and the DC21NB. The NB standing for no bake, which means it is a fast air dry clear. Main differences here, one is air dry, one is bake. This is going to take about 24 hours to set up before you can pull it out of the booth, and this is going to take about 1 hour and it's ready to come out of the booth, and you can even denib and polish that. So that's the two main differences. We're typically using this clear here, the no bake, for small parts, motorcycles, inner coats, locking in graphics, and that type of thing is what we're using for that. Our RMC 2000 is our big overall clear coat, so all of our completes, all of our restorations are going to be seeing this clear coat on there. Now, that's what we use. Different clear coats. Some cost $200, some cost $500, some cost $2,000. Who knows? I'm sure there's expensive stuff out there. Like, that's crazy. When we're looking at lower dollar clear coats, typically there's a reason that it's a lower dollar and they can sell it for less money. It's because they've added solvents, some sort of a solvent in there, because then it just makes it cheaper. It's more affordable for them to sell. Well, what does more solvents do, you ask, when you actually input that in there? Well, solvents are meant to evaporate out of our liquids. So what we're looking for is the volume solid that's left. The more solvent we put in, the more that's going to gas off and evaporate while it's drying or curing. So that's kind of what we got to look at when we're looking at lower end and lower cost. Also, what they'll take out is UV protection. When we have solvents evaporate, okay, we're going to be left with less film build, and we're not going to have good UV protection. So we'll get dying off, hazing out, dieback, milkiness, chalkiness, all of these different words that basically just describe that clear coat is slowly breaking down and not protecting our color. And that's something that we can look for. So we want to be really cautious when we're looking around for a shop doing our restoration or our collision job, or what we're looking for when we're looking for a shop to do that work. A really good question is to ask kind of what products they're using and what clear coats they're using, because that's the thing. You don't want to be paying a high dollar for something and not getting that that longevity and that high quality product put back onto your car. It's a good thing to look. What you can do is you can even Google the TDS, which is the technical data sheet. So if you find out what product they're using, you as the consumer can go home, you can Google RMC 2000 TDS. Okay, that gives you the technical data sheet. What you can look for through there is you can look down on the lower part of one of those sheets. There'll be a bunch of different numbers. If you look for those volume solids and the percentage rating, that's going to tell you what's left on your clear coat. So all of this information is out there for you guys to do your research, if you can ask the right questions when you're sourcing out a shop to do your restoration work. A reputable restoration shop or collision shop is going to be using good products anyways, because they're the ones backing that and warranting that job for you. Okay, it's not really a big worry, but there are some questions that you can definitely ask, and clear coats is a big one. If you are doing this yourself at home, if your jobber, you just ask them to print you one off, they'll have those readily available, especially because it's the products that they're selling. It's typically about 2 or 3 pages. This one here is 2 pages. It's going to give you some general info. It's going to give you your mix ratios, how to apply the product, and what we touched on earlier. It's going to also give you your gun setups, and all of that. So it's going to tell you what you need to even purchase if you got to pick up a gun at Princess Auto or something like that. It's going to give you your dry times, and then that volume solids. These are your percentages down here. So when we look down here, we want to look for your volume solids in a percentage, and it's going to show that percentage over there. So that's kind of what that film build is going to be left with after you clear coat. And I think once you learn to read that, you'll be surprised at how much actually evaporates into the air for us. So technical data sheets, great information, and again, all be able to find online or from your jobber from whatever product you're going to be using. There's lots of information out there. Even drop a question in the comment. If you have any more questions or you're something unsure about clear coat, drop a question in the comments so that you make sure that you're going to get the best product for your project.